Welcome back, and hello YouTube. It's 8:57 p.m. Saturday night, May 27th, 2023. As I mentioned in my last video, had an epically great day at work, feeling fabulous about the new job, and I'm thinking it's just time for me to enjoy my Saturday night, enjoy my holiday weekend. It's my daughter's 21st birthday tonight at midnight. Now, whether I'll see her or am going to be any part of that remains to be seen. I kind of doubt it. Although just saying that reminded me of how much my mother was a part of my 21st birthday. So I might talk about that later, because that was, wow, I wasn't even thinking about that when I started recording, and now just really great memories of my 21st birthday are flooding back to me. So I wish my daughter was doing such great things with her life on her 21st birthday as I was on my 21st birthday. Of course, within 6 months I managed to fuck all that up, but hey, that is a separate tragedy. So I don't really have any set plan tonight. I'm not planning on meeting anybody. My night is an open book. So it might just end up being one of those times where I spend a whole lot of time wandering around talking to myself. I hope not. I hope I can do better than that. Or it might end up being epic. I'm hoping to get lucky, knock on plastic. My daughter's been texting me all day today, so that's something. Maybe at some point we might connect, but some days, just things she says to me makes me wonder if she listens to me at all, ever. But anyway, wow, and I am headed to the wrong bank. I was headed to the Chase Drive up ATM, and I just realized I don't need to go to Chase. Because I need to have some cash on me. I literally spent all the cash in my pocket on gas to make sure that I didn't run out of gas between work and Costco. And definitely need to have some cash on me for tonight. I don't want to throw this all on cards. And fuck it, as long as I'm here, I may as well get the cheese and a couple of the random groceries I've been wanting to get, which of course means I'm going directly home from here, but whatever. Yeah, exciting Saturday night, Fry's Food and Drug. Woohoo. Oh, that phone is not in the holder. Good. Let's try to secure that a little better. Okay, so welcome back. I swear to God, it's like the car listens for me and then it interrupts me with the beeps. So as I was saying, you gonna do it again, car? Welcome back, YouTube. It's 9:19 p.m. Yeah, I should be in a karaoke bar with my song put in already and my beer in my hand already. But I really did need to get some basic groceries, and I really didn't get much, but I really didn't hardly spend anything. Now I'm back to driving, and I've got slightly functional smartphones. Getting back into using the Kroger app, which I thoroughly enjoy, although they've changed it up so much from when I used to use it all the time, which reminds me, I don't know where the hell my Fry's credit card is at. When I'm shopping here, I should really be using that card because it's got great perks. But I haven't seen the physical card in ages, and I'm sure it's just in the mess in my bedroom. I don't think it's been stolen or anything. And maybe I should be putting more effort to, clean that up. But what fun would that be, right? So yeah, they got the cheese again on the digital coupon for 99 cents, which is an amazing deal because usually I find that the Kroger sliced cheese, not to be confused with American cheese slices, because that's just garbage. I don't eat that. But yeah, the sliced cheese is normally $2.50, and it's like 99 cents with the digital coupon using the app. So yeah, I got a sharp cheddar and a medium cheddar. I wanted to get 2 sharp cheddars, but it was the last sharp cheddar they had left. And a thing of frozen chimichangas, which I don't think were on sale, but hey, at least the app reminded me that I should go get those. It's like, oh yeah, that's something I was gonna buy, some kind of frozen burritos. Because the situation with the new job, which I can't emphasize enough how much I'm loving the new job. But as much as I used to complain about the break room food options and how mediocre they were and how overpriced they were at the Amazon break room, yeah, it's like the old saying, you don't know what you got until it's gone. Yeah, I wish the options at the new warehouse were anything comparable to what I had. And ironically, it's the same fucking vendor, Avenue C, but yeah, we've just got one vending machine for cold drinks, and then a rack with a bunch of bullshit. Doesn't take cash whatsoever. Have to use my card, which is fine. That's usually what I do anyway. I don't know, for where they really lost me, 2 things. One, at Amazon, the 20-ounce sodas were only $1.25, which is a really good deal. Like at one point I was going to buy a bunch of them over at Fry's, and then I realized, damn, those are $2 a piece at Fry's. They're only $1.25 at work, so I just kept buying them at work. Yeah, I think it was $2.50 at my new jobs vending. And the kicker on that is, you know, I know that's super expensive, but, and this blows my mind, they have Diet Mountain Dew. They don't have regular Mountain Dew. Are you fucking kidding me? Like every now and then I get stuck drinking a Diet Mountain Dew because the packaging is so similar that sometimes I don't realize that I've grabbed the wrong one. And sometimes I'll drink it, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, I can't hang with saccharin soda, and I just end up getting water. But yeah, and the other thing is that there were a few different tea options over at Amazon in the break room for $1 for a 20-ounce bottle. Also a good deal. Yeah, I don't. So far, I've bought 2 Coca-Colas for like, I think it was $2.50, it's $2.49. Oh, whatever the price was. It's ridiculous, but you know, where else am I going to go? I've been told that fountain drinks on the floor are absolutely forbidden. That'll get me in trouble. Now, granted, I was told that by my trainer, not my boss, but I'm not trying to push that envelope. So I've been getting my Sip and Save drink, Fountain Mountain Dew, on the way to work. And that's nice, like a 32-ounce Mountain Dew from Circle K on the way to work always puts me kind of where I need to be as far as like alert. And generally speaking, I'll drink most of that thing by the time I get there because it's a long ass drive. Yeah, I got like a not a frozen. It would have been a frozen burrito, but it was already thawed out. But you know what I'm saying? Like prepackaged burrito at Circle K, and the damn thing was like $4. And yeah, that's, you know, at least I had the foresight to get that because there's just absolutely no food of any substance at. Oh well, the app also reminded me that I needed mustard, and not only did the Fry's app remind me I needed mustard, but it was on sale. Like it's pointing, it's doing really good. Like it tracks my history, and it's a little creepy. you know, that it tracks my history of what I buy. But at least like I go through, it's like your sale items, and it knows the things that I buy, and it's suggesting the ones that are on sale. And I don't think it was discounted a lot, you know, maybe 50 cents. But hey, in today's economy, 50 cents is 50 cents. Of course, it's what a quarter was not that long ago. But you know, that again, separate tragedy. Put this bag where it belongs. Make sure the place is locked properly. I was gonna. It was suggesting that I get the 20-ounce bottles of Mountain Dew, which I think will be convenient. I need to just. I basically I need to bring in a nutshell. I need to bring whatever I want to consume at work because the vending options are overpriced and terrible. Full stop. I don't want to support that at all anymore whatsoever. So. And then, as far as the options of, you know, going and getting some nearby fast food, yeah, there is no nearby fast food. If you watched my vlog from right after work, it was a bit of a drive from... Actually, you know what? I don't think I started vlogging until I got to Taco Bell, come to think of it. Anyway, it's a bit of a drive from the warehouse employee parking lot where I park to where that Taco Bell is. I really don't think that I would have the time to drive there and back and get my food during my break. Plus my lunch hour, which is a half hour, but you know, my lunch break. I'm not liking this schedule. Just throwing that out there. I am not a morning person. It's just not. This is a time when my body feels it should be asleep, but I'm sure I can adapt to it. And like I said, I'm adapted to it by sleeping in the afternoon and evening, getting up late at night, going out, having a couple hours to wind down and get ready for work, and then heading into work. That's workable for me because getting up at 4 in the morning to go to work is not. That's actually getting up probably at 3:30 or 3 in the morning. Yeah, that's absolutely not happening. Yeah, I don't see that ever working for me. Anyway, when I'm heading in there between, you know, my drive, which is between 4 and 5, there's so many limited fast food options that I'm probably not going to be able to do that like I used to sometimes on the way to Amazon at you know, between 6 and 7 p.m. So that's kind of out of the picture. Lunch break. Now, granted, I never really left Amazon to go get food on my lunch. Other people did. There was a food truck there. I tried that once. I wasn't too thrilled with it. But I know there are coworkers that do it and they pull it off. Now, my lunch break at Amazon, and this is part of the problem with, you know, trying to do that, is my lunch break was between midnight and midnight 30. My lunch break at the new job, I think, I haven't memorized the schedule yet, and it's really bumming me out. Like, and one thing I really do like about Amazon is just everything's written down. It's posted like all over the place. Like, if I'm having trouble remembering when my breaks are, like it's in the A to Z app. It's printed all over the building in random places. Like, you'd be hard pressed to not, like, if you don't remember, it's right there. And even if you're not paying attention, like, there's a PA that comes on and goes beep beep, it's time, enjoy your lunch, kind of thing. Not like this in the new warehouse. And there's hardly any clocks anywhere, which is super awkward. Now, I've been told that you get in trouble if you even pull out a cell phone whatsoever, and that they're watching on the cameras. Well, I do want to make it clear, I still periodically pull my cell phone out, and I'm only doing it just to check and see what time it is. But, like, my scanner that I'm using there has a time on it, and my forklift had the time on it, and neither of them were set correctly. And it's not really my equipment to set, so I'm not trying to muck about with that. And there's really no clocks visible anywhere in the damn building. So if I don't pull out my cell phone, I have no way of knowing what time it is. And as it is, I really don't know when the breaks are. I do think lunch break is from 9 to 9:30 a.m. So yeah, not a lot of fast food options, even if there was nearby fast food at that time. And the options that there would be, it would all be a breakfast menu, which is not what I'm wanting to eat towards the end of my day. So, it's the bottom line is I need to start bringing food with me, prepping food, or at least have stuff that I can bring there. There is a fridge at my disposal. There's microwaves at my disposal, so I can make this work. So I don't go, as I said, I don't go back to work until Tuesday morning. Monday's a holiday, and I much prefer holidays at Amazon where I have to work, but I get holiday pay. Like I'm missing out on a day of getting like time and a half or double pay for my regular hours. I don't know. Holiday pay was always great at Amazon, and given the choice between holiday pay and a day off, and then less pay because I had a day off, I'd much rather have a holiday pay. In the famous words of Mr. Krabs, I like money. So, yeah. That's what's up with that. I'm gonna get on my phone cords. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay here. I don't want to stay here all night. Malika has already messaged me and she wants to hang out and do some karaoke tonight, I think. Now, if we'll manage to catch up with each other remains to be seen. Like, she kind of wanted to on Thursday night, but then by the time she got a hold of me, it was just so late that it was pointless. Like, yeah, you're way too far away from me. Sorry. Hey, the night is still young, so that's very much a doable option today. Unless Priscilla switches up and goes unexpectedly full slut in my direction, which I don't see happening. I'm looking for some action. She hasn't been interested in that, and what I'm getting from her is she's being super friendly again. But what I'm getting from her is, oh, I need you to take me out on a date. Yeah. And I need you to jump on me and ride me like a porn star at my place. Just show up on my door and do that. And neither of those things are happening. So, until I get what I want, she's not getting what she wants. And she's made it pretty clear until she gets what she wants, I'm not getting what I want. And at this point, more than any of that, I kind of want some strange. So there you go. Anyway, I'm going to go inside. Probably won't be here all night, but you never know. But yeah, I do need to get in the habit of prepping food. Just so glad I stopped at Kroger, at Fry's. Glad I got the app going again on my iPhone. And as for the what the hell do you call it? I was gonna get some Mountain Dew, but I didn't bring a shopping cart because I wasn't planning on buying that much. And the 6-pack it suggested, I get a notably better deal on it if I buy 3 of them, and there was no way I was carrying 3. So I'm going back sometime between now and when I go back to work to get 3 of those. That's a good deal. That'll work for me. I get better deals buying soda in bulk at Costco, but Costco never ever has Mountain Dew. And I've talked to the staff there, like, yeah, we just never get it. So obviously I got to figure out something else for my Mountain Dew, since I can't even buy it at the vending at the new job. Anyway, karaoke time is a wasting. And I'm gonna now that I have my iPhone again, I'm gonna just cobble all these short videos together into one, hopefully. So stick around. The night is young. And I'm back. I stayed at Wander Inn way longer than I wanted to. It's still Saturday night, barely. 11:53 p.m. Yeah, I think I've had about enough of this. Priscilla was kind enough to share her onion rings and chicken wings with me, but she doesn't seem interested in sharing what I want to eat with me. So, yeah, I'm just gonna roll out. I got to sing 3 songs, and I dig the fact that the hosts here will let me sing stuff off my flash drive. So, of course, the first 2 songs I sang while there was hardly anybody in the bar and nobody really paid attention to them. But sang Depeche Mode, One Caress again. First time I've sang it off of the version that I converted, where I was able to pump up the audio level, so it sounded a whole lot better than when I've been singing it over at Ozbar. And my one attempt to sing it Thursday before last over at Newtown Saloon. Sang Candle on the Water by Helen Reddy from Pete's Dragon, the original Pete's Dragon, back in 1977. I've never seen the remake of Pete's Dragon from a few years ago. As soon as I saw it wasn't going to be a musical, I was just kind of like, well, okay, what's the point? and that was, yeah, that was it. That was it. I have zero interest in seeing the remake of Pete's Dragon. Yeah, for me, Pete's Dragon is all about the music in it, and largely about Helen Reddy. I was a big fan of Helen Reddy when I was a kid, and still love her music. There's so many songs by her that I dig, but Candle on the Water has always been my favorite. I actually kind of found one of my grails, I don't know, maybe about a year and a half ago, maybe closer to 2 years ago. It was one of those times I was trying to take advantage of a bulk shipping deal over on Discogs.com, and somebody had the original 45 of that, which is not valuable, but it is fairly rare. It wasn't much of a hit single, so the 7-inch, the 45 just didn't sell, and they didn't make that many copies of it. So yeah, I've got one in pristine condition with the picture sleeve, so that's pretty cool. I don't think I sang it that great. I tried to sing it in exactly the same key as, in exactly the same pitch as Helen Reddy, and, well, pass me already, dude. Guy's like trying to make me cut him off. Yeah, so, and that put it out of my range, so on parts of the song I was straining, and parts of it I was trying to shift into a falsetto. I mean, it wasn't awful, but I don't know. I got some compliments on it, but the bulk of the crowd just seemed to have been tuning it out just because they, didn't know the song or didn't know the song, whatever. And anyway, I got to sing in public. That was fun. The last one I did, I got a really good crowd response from, also off my own collection, off my flash drive. I sang Bad Luck by Social Distortion, which, I mean, that's, for considering how I like to sing, like, that's karaoke on easy mode. That's a super easy song to sing. But it's usually a crowd pleaser, and it was. Of course, me sitting there with Priscilla, it's, just full on cock block. I mean, if there were any women in that bar worth pursuing, which, for the record, there weren't, I almost sang Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others by Morrissey, just because the table that was next to us, it was all very large women in it. And Stephanie was there. She's got a new boyfriend. She's been coming with the same guy for a while. And, I hope she's happy with him. I hope he's happy with her, as at least that kind of stops her from pursuing me, because I enjoy her company. I really do. But yeah, she's just a little too big for me to find her sexually attractive. That just is what it is. Did see a woman there that I do find, it's a little on the big side, but I do find very attractive. And we've known each other for years, and sometimes we message each other, sometimes we don't. I'm not even sure if I still have her phone number or email address. I probably do. She's probably buried. Like, I'm really bad at finding people's inbox, like, yeah, the odds of me reaching out to you are pretty slim. Anyway, but I did see her, and you know, the last time I saw her, she was talking about her fiance. This guy's been her fiance for years. She's like, well, it's like we're married. I'm like, are you married? Because if you're not married, you're not married. Like, you can think it's like you're married, but you're not married. But they've been living together for quite a while. And the thing is, I think she owns the house. I think he moved into her house. But I could be wrong. Part of me is thinking that's the situation, and part of me is thinking that she's renting her house as an Airbnb and she moved into his house. I don't know. But I know they've been shacking up for quite some time. But this is not the first time she's come in and been like, oh, he's not interested in me anymore, and blah, 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 trying to work it out, and he's not interested. And I'm just like, well, I'm looking for a good time, and then she makes it really clear she's looking for happily ever after, somebody to be married forever. And talk to somebody that's not divorced. Sorry, like I tried the forever thing. It lasted less than 2 years, and then it resulted in many years of just sheer fucking hell. So yeah, just the thought of that, just the thought of that arrangement just makes me puke in my mouth. So I mean, I could go for a hot weekend with her, but yeah, what she's looking for, I'm not the slightest bit interested in. I mean, you know, maybe if Miley Cyrus came at me with a proposal like that, I'd be willing to give it a try. But heavier than I'm generally into chick with health issues. I mean, even it's very cute face. It's not that I don't find her attractive, but yeah, no, I couldn't even imagine being that kind of committed to her. Couldn't even imagine. Damn, I went to the 19th Avenue exit and forgot again. I think I'm just going to go back to, I don't know why I always want to call it Carousel. It's a bar over on 43rd Avenue that I always want to call Carousel. And now, once again, I can't remember the name of it. Skippers. I head over there. I mean, obviously, I'm out, you know, looking for lemon all around places. And it's probably not going to happen. I did get quite a few text messages from my daughter. They're just frustrating. I mean, she basically, I don't know, she's got some kind of nasty virus, so she's contagious. Not even. She's isolating, which she should. But yeah, she's like, I needed something for the pain. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that something for the pain, that fentanyl and heroin are not what your doctor recommended. And I guess I should be thankful that she OD'd in the hospital parking lot and somebody came out and saw her and brought her back in the hospital. But yeah, that's just frustrating. I don't know how to get through that kid. And I say kid, I mean it's now after midnight. In fact, what is the reason that phone doesn't want to show me a clock when I try to unlock it? .12:03 a.m. Yeah, she's legally 21 now. But yeah, she's telling me she's got a highly contagious flesh-eating virus. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but it's like, yeah, I'm not inviting her to any bars. Sorry, if you got that going on, don't be getting your first legal drink at midnight. And I'm sure she's probably somewhere, you know, doing drugs by herself. I don't know, just over that situation. I mean, she's my baby, I love her, but I just can't get with. I can't get with all the drugs. I don't know. You know, and speaking of that, you know, talking to Nessa over there, she's, you know, if she's looking for some rebound dick, I'm there. I'm into it. But then I mentioned, you know, what's going on with my daughter, and she's like, hey, can you get some of that? No. And you just got considerably less attractive by telling me that you're interested in that. I told her, it's like, no, I just, I'm just an infomaniac that likes to sing. Those are my addictions. I said, and unfortunately, those are more difficult to. The satisfaction for those addictions are a little more difficult to obtain, at least for me. But wow, there's a suicidal pedestrian. Did you see that shit? Damn. So anyway, the conversation with her was kind of getting interesting, but on the same token, like, it was, and I was already kind of on my way out the door. Already got my flash drive from Tim and Kimmy, and looked at how long the singer rotation was. And in fact, probably the main reason I hadn't bounced out is Terry, the older guy that sings amazingly well, and he does shit like, melodic metal. I'm assuming the song he sang was a Queensryche song, but I didn't recognize it. But God, he kicked ass on the thing. So yeah, I had to hang out and listen to Terry sing and watch him. Like, when he's in the zone, like, he's not. In fact, the thing he was singing on was some instrumental. Didn't even have the lyrics on the screen. But he was just, I don't even think his eyes were open. He was just like passionately singing at the moment. And that's something to behold when somebody is like is as into singing as Terry is. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, God, that's me in fucking 10, 15 years. Like, that's how I'm just gonna be rolling alone, just singing passionately, and there'll just be a couple of random people that care, and most everybody else will be just tuning it out. And then I realized that he's actually there with a woman who's damn attractive for the fact that she's probably in her 60s. But yeah, she looked good to me. She's not fat. Looked pretty fit. The song she sang was enough for me to want to leave. She was singing that, I forget the name of the song. The one by Christina Perri about saving farts in jars. I forget the song. But anyway, I just know it was an overplayed karaoke song for years, and if I never hear that song again, it's too soon. But yeah, once she started singing that, I bounced out. But yeah, when Terry was singing, I was kind of having the deep conversation with Vanessa, and that's when, and of course Priscilla comes up and hugs her and just kind of, butts herself into the situation and just immediately takes over talking to her. And I just walked away. I don't even know if she noticed. Just like, whatever. I mean, I appreciate she shared her food with me, and it was kind of like, at least she appreciated the fact that the first table that she was at had way too much airflow for me to deal with. Yeah, I'm very sensitive to conditions. Like, things make me uncomfortable. They really make me uncomfortable. And so, yeah, I'm not down with air blowing on me. Generally speaking, I don't like fans. I don't like I like air conditioning, but that vent needs to be blowing that air not on me, but around me, so as to cool the ambient air that is not moving. Damn, I took the wrong fucking exit. Yeah, to cool the air around me. I meant to take the one onto Grand. I'm just not used to driving in this part of town. What the fuck is with all this construction? Blah. There are ways to make good time from where I was at to where I'm going, and I'm absolutely not doing it right. Absolutely not doing it right. Checked my ATM slip from when I pulled a little bit of cash for the bars, and my balance is not as high as I was thinking it was, and that's not a good thing. And I got a message a couple of days ago, late paying my internet bill, and I've just been wanting to go into the Cox store to do it. And I was in that window where they would probably waive my late fee, but now, yeah, I'm probably past it. If memory serves, the late fee for Cox isn't that much, but I have better things to do with my money than pay fucking late fees. No, this is not where I want to turn left either. God damn it. I hate driving in this part of town. Like, I know where I'm at, but this is not as instinctive to me as it used to be. I can't believe Grand Canyon University is extended all the way to here. It just blows my mind how huge that campus has got. I believe that's dorms of theirs off on the right there. Although it could be classrooms. I really don't know. I'm thinking it's dorms though right there. Across the Missouri, I need to go left at Bethany, a half mile. That's alright. I still got the better part of 2 hours to sing karaoke when I get over there. And maybe I can meet some single women with loose morals that I find appealing, that find me appealing, although to be honest, I'm not in the best one. There's people riding electric scooters on the sidewalk on the right. Nice. Not the greatest favor of mine. But yeah, it was clear that, nothing was going to happen with Priscilla, so I don't know. I mean, I'd say time wasted, but I got some chicken wings and some onion rings, and I was kind of hungry, so that's a good thing. Next song I had in was, I was going to sing, for the first time, by the way, I've never sang it before, I was going to sing Opiate by Tool. I mean, I tried singing it in my living room, that doesn't count, but yeah, at that point, they just had so many singers, it was going to be a long time, so I sang again, and I was just not enjoying being there. I did upload another chapter of my vlog from the smartphone that my daughter is loaning me on their Wi-Fi. Their upload on their Wi-Fi is really slow. It took a lot longer than it would have taken to upload at home, but hey, at least I got it done. So hoping to get everything that I recorded on that uploaded. I don't think there's anything on it that I want to run a stabilization filter on or combine, so I'm not too worried about moving those files over to the iPhone. And I don't think I've got iMovie installed yet on my iPhone anyway. Yeah, for some reason, and I don't know if it's the way that the guy at the cell phone store took me from the fresh refresh. I think he just got it to a screen as opposed to trying to restore from a saved image. Because generally speaking, when I get a new iPhone, and even though this is an old phone, it's kind of functionally a new iPhone, because he had to do a full system reset on it. Generally when I do a full system reset, I just kind of restore from my last iPhone that I was using. But I do remember the last time I did it, even though it got me all my apps, it didn't get me logged into my apps and all my cache and all my passwords. So I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe that was the time to just kind of be a little more particular what apps that I install and how I do it, since I have half as much space on this iPhone. It's only a 64 gig as opposed to 128 gig. Anyway, sorry, this is turning out to be a lot more boring night than I thought it was going to be, but hey, maybe things will, whoa, there's a person riding in the bike in the middle of the street with no lights on, barely visible. This is on the other side of the street. Yeah. Maybe things will get interesting here. It was, I mean, there were a lot of people that I, considered friends that were there, but I just wasn't feeling anybody that was there. Hey, let's face it, I'm looking for some action. Everything was just a dead end to there being any action there. So anyway, I'm here. I'm gonna go in and sing some songs. Well, it wasn't a complete waste of time because I got to sing a couple songs, although the one that I sang off my flash drive because she doesn't have it in her system, tried to sing. I'm still sitting in the parking lot at Skipper's, by the way. It's 1:58 in the morning. Saturday night, or is it Friday night? No, it's Saturday night. Sunday morning. Is that right? Yeah. Sunday, May 28th, 2023. daughter's 21st birthday. She sits with some kind of funky ass infection that she got probably from her fucking fucked up lifestyle. My dad's made it really clear in no uncertain terms that he's horribly disappointed with everything I've done with my life and why I was in a much better place at 21 than my daughter is at her 21st birthday. Shit, when I was 21. I did say I was going to get around to talking about my 21st birthday, so yeah, let's do this. On my 21st birthday, I was working for KZJH. KZ95 radio in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. When I took that gig, I went up there and I quickly realized that I couldn't get housing, and I almost turned it down, and they actually got housing for me. Jackson, Wyoming is a resort town. There's just no such thing as affordable rent there. And that's kind of the way, unless you got family property, that's kind of the way people exist there. Service businesses, pretty much all businesses, if they want employees, they provide them housing. It's kind of a weird sort of thing, and it's definitely a company store kind of situation. But they oh, that's the entrance to Korea. A lot of seasonal workers there, a lot of young people that are single and unattached. And at the time I was kind of single and unattached. Actually, when I took the gig, I wasn't. I actually had a girlfriend named Tanita, who everybody called Ducky. I don't even remember where that nickname came from. I really liked her. She was fucking gorgeous and absolutely amazing in bed. Yeah, I had a good thing going with Danita. But, and she said she was going to move with me, and then actually she didn't take the trip with me, the initial trip up with me for the interview and everything up at KZ95. And this when I was 20. She didn't take the trip up with me. Fucking the wrong way. Yeah, she didn't take the initial trip up with me up to fucking pedestrian right there. She didn't take the initial trip with me up to there's a car parked on green on the left. Yikes. Yeah, she lived with her folks in, she was young. I was young. Shit, I said I was 20. I think she was 18. And she lived with her folks, kind of right in the heart of Littleton, Colorado. When you go down Broadway, you turn right onto Littleton Boulevard, and it's kind of a big thoroughfare that kind of takes you into downtown Littleton. And if you turn left, it's kind of a side street. She had an apartment with her mom. She lived with her mom in an apartment just to the left. I don't know, maybe about a block off of Broadway. It's crazy I can remember like that after all these years. But as I said, I just got a thing for locations and directions and whatnot. It's always, since I was a toddler, I've just always remembered streets and roads and directions and whatnot. Not that my drive over to fucking I don't know why I always want to call it Carousel, fucking Skippers. Not that my drive over to Skippers would suggest that, but yeah, no, I'm always pretty good with remembering how to get places. I still remember how to get there. I just didn't take a very optimal route because my mind wasn't very focused. Danny was that was the first First girlfriend I referred to as Danny, and generally referred to my ex-wife as Danny as well, although Ducky's Danny was short for Danita, and my ex-wife's Danny was short for Daniela. Anyway. So yeah, there's been 2 instances of Dan, and Danny. Although half of our crew called her Ducky. I still don't remember what the fuck that was about. Anyway. Yeah. Sex with Ducky was fucking amazing. Always, always. She had this thing where she used to just... We'd kind of get it on, and then she'd try to kind of cuddle with me and get me to fall asleep before she would fall asleep. And then she would play with me while I was sleeping. Because my body will react while I'm sleeping, and then I would wake up, and we would just be in the heat of passion. And she'd tell me later, she's like, you have no idea how fucking amazing you are when you're asleep. And I'm like, wait, what? But and to be fair, like, I've always been into women that'll do that, but it's really hard to get a woman that's, you know, it's like I tell women I'm into that. No, I want that. I'm into that. And I get Priscilla's just like, well, you were asleep. I figured you needed to sleep. I'm like, no, I need you to hop on that, play with it, get it hard, hop on that. I can sleep when I'm dead. I can sleep on the lonely nights like tonight. I wish I was still working at Amazon. I would rather be working right now than driving alone down Grand Avenue. Yeah, I didn't even just talk to a woman over at Skippers. Well, actually, I talked to Holly, the karaoke DJ. She's a woman. I guess that counts. Not that I find her in any shape, way, or form attractive, but I guess she counts. I mean, to be fair, there was only one woman I found moderately attractive at the bar, and she had guys all over her that were much younger and better looking than me, so I just, I think she was speaking Spanish. So, yeah, that wasn't good. Kind of weird, like the only guys that were talking to me in the bar were 2 dudes that last Friday, not yesterday, but the week before, well, I was sitting and talking to my friend with the Camaro, who met me and the ladies down there. I was sitting there talking to him and kind of more focused on karaoke. They were chatting up the women that I came with, and he bounced, and I was there, and I honestly thought they were going to end up going home with those dudes, because whatever, way younger and better looking than me, but and presumably driving more impressive vehicles. I mean, there's absolutely nothing impressive about my old Saturn, other than the fact that I really fucking like this car. I think Saturn was a unique moment in American auto history that agreed with a lot of my personal sensibilities. But anyway, yeah, the young gal who the next day I kind of really thought was into me, her name was Andrea, but I haven't, and she's never responded to my messages. I don't know, I'd sent her 3 or 4 messages. I'm done. Just, she's ghosted me. I'm still on her friend list of Snapchat. If she wants to get a hold of me, she knows how to. I still regularly am getting messages from Katrina, but they're really disjointed and nonsensical. She did actually answer me after I had messaged her from the Costco, and to be fair, it was in a pretty reasonable amount of time. I want to say maybe I think 20 minutes after I left. But I mean, I had no reason to stay over there once I got gas. So, you know, I mean, pretty much at that moment, she needed to either answer me immediately or it was too late. And I ended up not seeing it until I was almost asleep, like damn near an hour later. You know, asked if I was still there, and I'm like, no. No, I'm about ready to go to sleep. But, and I almost feel like the only reason she's even messaging me back is because she left some stuff in my car and kind of wants it back, but not enough to actually try to, you know, come to where I'm at. Although, to be fair, it's kind of tough for her to come to where I'm at because she doesn't drive, so there's that. And I just can't even imagine what it's like to be dependent on public transit and other people for rides, living off of 91st Avenue in Thomas. I mean, at least over where I live, I mean, granted, the service on the Route 44 is annoying, but there's transportation options. Yeah, where she's at, there's not much. In fact, I don't even know if the Route 29 even goes that far west. For some reason, I think it ends at like 83rd. I don't think there's any bus routes over there. No, I take it back. Actually, there's the Maryville Circulator, which stops about the time the sun goes down. So, the bus is borderline worthless. I know when I was over at a place, and I hung out there most of last weekend. At one point, I busted out was trying to show her how the Valley Metro app works, and it's and for whatever reason, like I was just getting horrible service on Obama Phone 4. Like it just, like I had service, but just the internet was so unresponsive that trying to use the Valley Metro app, it just kept timing out. But eventually I got it to show that the only bus stop that was walkable distance from her was for the Maryville shuttle, and it just said the Mary neighborhood circulator, and it just said there's no more buses scheduled for tonight. Now I don't know how late it was by then, but anyway, that was when we walked over to the Chevron, and my only option for a Fountain Mountain Dew was $1.59 for a fucking 44 ounce. Hard pass on that. I don't know. It was nice hanging out with him, and it was nice cuddling with now I can't even remember her fucking name. The younger single mom. Anyway, of course, the two guys that were there tonight at the bar were just like, "Hey, what about those chicks? You hang out with those chicks?" I'm like, "Well, kind of." I mean, to be fair, you know, they both could have left with them, and they did actually leave with me, and then we went back to Katrina's place, and we both hung out there all night, you know, most of the next day, and I guess that was a good time, but it's not like any physical happened. I mean, you know, during the drive home, it was made very clear that not only does Katrina not think of me like that, but she doesn't think of the guy that I thought she was into like that. And then she slept with this other guy. And I'm like, really? You slept with that guy? Just like you got guys that treat you good, but you want to sleep with the asshole. Yeah, that's pretty fucking typical. Yeah, I don't want any of the funk that he said he gave you. I don't want none of that. Anyway, I don't know. I was going to talk about what I was doing when I was 21 compared to my daughter. I was probably smoking something off some foil right now. Thinking it smells like hot buttered popcorn and it makes her feel better. 21st birthday was pretty awesome. So, yeah, I was highly disappointed that Ducky didn't move with me, because she said Trick was there. Cheap Trick was good. Seemed like my favorite was Eddie Money, who wasn't so exciting as far as like on stage, but God, he sounded amazing. And Eddie Money has so many good songs. And what I remember the most about that was that Ducky and I were all wrapped up in a blanket, like kind of in front of the stage, and people brought blankets and stuff because it was an all-day thing. And we actually straight up like had sex in the middle of the crowd at the festival, at the concert. Talk about 2 tickets to paradise. Hell yeah. And we totally fucking did it under the blanket, like in front of everybody, but not in front of everybody because we're wrapped in blankets. It just looked like we were dancing in the blankets, and we were. That's the kind of fucking shit I miss. Priscilla don't do shit like that. She's an expired libido old lady mode. I just can't even be interested in that anymore. She asked me to come over tomorrow. I'm like, why? Yeah, went back to Denver, and I ended up contacting the radio station. I'm like, you know, I'm down for it, but I couldn't find anything that resembled affordable housing there. And they ended up giving me hooking me up. Like, they got me employee housing. The people that own the radio station also own the local Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise. So they had a condominium, the Ponderosa condominiums. I feel like I've told the story of this vlog before, but anyway, they had this condominium, the Ponderosa condominiums, 2-bedroom condo, master bedroom, really small 2-bedroom condo, but amazing view of the Tetons from the patio on the 2nd floor. And master bedroom, and then there was a 2nd bedroom with like bunks. The beds were all built in. It was furnished. And they're like, well, you can have the master bedroom, but once we get people in, you know, once it's the season, then we get people in. Wow, there are a lot of blinky lights straight up ahead. I'm not going that way. Yeah, once they got, they told me that, well, that I would definitely have 2 roommates when it was season from the Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I actually ended up having 3 roommates, which was just fine. Like, one of them was, I don't think the owners of the station knew about it. It was a dude from Germany brought his, I can't remember if it was Germany or Austria. He didn't speak English, but he brought his girlfriend who also didn't speak English. And oddly enough, like, the other guy spoke German and English, and all 4 of us, when we hung out together, got along great. Like, the one guy that spoke English and German would sometimes translate, but half the time, like, we all spoke fluent drunk. You know, by the time we were high or drunk, like, we understood what each other was saying, sort of. You know, it's not like we were having deep conversations. We were just having good times. But yeah, I went back, and of course, Anita and I got it on at the big KZY concert, and went and stayed the last night with my roommate that I had in Wheat Ridge. I think his name was Jeff. He's an older dude. And then just another one of those really epic nights. She did her thing, like deliberately let me fall asleep so she could wake me up with sex. I think she did that probably 2-3 times. So it was like the whole night was that. It was amazing. And then the next morning, she's like, "Yeah, I'm not ready to move." Oh, fuck, really? And of course, it was already a done deal. Like, I already had the ride arranged. I think I actually went back with Lori again, back up to Jackson, and that was it. I never heard from Ducky again, which sucks. Kind of wonder whatever happened to her, because her and I thought made a pretty awesome couple. But I guess I never did get to say what happened on my 21st birthday, and I really want to go inside. Tonight was highly disappointing, and I'm just wanting to want to eat a bologna sandwich and just lay in bed and be unconscious as soon as I can. I really miss having a job where I work these hours. You know, it's a lot more difficult to be lonely at night when you work all night, almost every night. And the new job, as much as I love it, isn't providing that for me. Yeah. So 21st birthday, had this, felt like my dream job at the time. At KZ95, I was the music director and I was the full-time afternoon air personality. And they gave me the freedom to get that radio station reporting status. So by the time it was my 21st birthday, my name was showing up in trade magazines as a cutting-edge, small-market music director. And I was very cutting-edge. I pushed songs. I tried to stay ahead of the curve within the niche format that I had, which was very much like adult top 40. And I would say KZ95 was definitely the most popular station in the area. I mean, almost every place I went, that's what I heard, you know. So I'm assuming when I was working that those places were playing me. It was a pretty quality dream job. The pay wasn't great, but it made it, you know, I was able to make ends meet. I wasn't able to get a car, but Jackson Hole is a very walkable place. You know, I got around just fine without a car. Between the taxi and the bus system, which was surprisingly good then, and ran damn near all night. And most of the places I needed to go, I could walk. I could walk from my condo to the town square, to the local bars, to the local fast food places, to the grocery store, and on up to my couple friends' places, and over to Snow King Resort where I could go skiing for free, and then over to the radio station. Like, all that shit was within 3/4 of a mile, completely walkable. But yeah, the night of my birthday was pretty wild. Like, my mother had talked about how she was maybe taking a trip to Wyoming, but I hadn't heard from her a few days. And then just suddenly I get this call from the gal at the front desk at the radio station, like in the radio studio. I'm live on the air doing the afternoon show on my birthday, 21st birthday. And it's like, hey, there's some people that wanted to come up and talk to you. Are you okay? And I'm like, well, you know, just make sure they know not to come in if the light is on. But yeah, sure, send them up. Didn't really say what it was, and I thought that was really odd, but I'm like, you know, whatever. I can talk to somebody as long as I understand. Don't open the door if the sign says on air. Well, it ends up being my mother and most of my siblings. And my mother had just given birth to my youngest sister. So yeah, my youngest sister and I are about 21 years apart. But that was pretty wild. And the funny thing is, like, it used to be so annoying being around like all my siblings and at once, because they'd all talk at the same time and it'd just be annoying. And it was kind of crazy. Like, I had them all in the room, so I turned on the microphone and tried to ask them a couple of questions. Like, wow, this just happened. And to somebody listening to my show, it might have sounded like it was planned, but it was just completely off the cuff. And I'm doing this whole thing live. I'm like, wow, my family just showed up for my birthday. This is amazing. And then I tried to ask them questions. And as soon as the lights came on and all the mics were live, and I mean, I had multiple mics because the studio was set up to have guests and stuff. So I think I had like 2 or 3 remote mics that they were around. Like, they could have just leaned in and talked, and these were sensitive mics. They could have just talked from wherever they were in the room, and they were all just like blah 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 blah. And as soon as I announced on the said on the air and they're here, and then I just, like, they all just got dead silent. I'm like, wow, I finally figured out how to get my family to shut the fuck up. That was amazing. Anyway, they all bounced out. I had to finish my radio show. Ended up meeting with them later. I think my mom got a hotel. I don't know. Maybe they all crashed on my floor. I don't remember. That was a long fucking time ago. I mean, shit. This was August 6th, 1991. A whole other fucking century. Anyway, I forget. I definitely had a best friend in Jackson, and I forget his name, and it's terrible. But I did have a dude that I hung out with, and him and I were kind of inseparable. I met him in the town square. He worked for one of the river rafting companies, because that's a thing, rafting the river, the Snake River. I mean, Jackson Hole is just tourist central. It really is. And I just met him. He worked in the ticket booth, which is a little teeny tiny cubicle of a store on the town square where he sold stuff. And I just went by, and him and I just clicked and hung out. And he had employee housing around the corner. I mean, we were functionally neighbors, and I can't remember his name to save my life, but him and I just clicked and became like best friends. And then I kind of ended up hanging out with like his whole crew because I didn't really know too many people started to hang out with him. So I ended up having this whole great social circle in Jackson. Of course, it's a lot easier to form a social circle when you're 20 than when you're 52, but I digress. Anyway, so yeah, it was a good time, and I do remember there was a girl at the time I was like totally pining after, and it never happened with her. And then later he hooked up with her. Go figure. I remember her telling me that, it's like, I can't be with you because I know I would fall in love with you. I'm like, is that a bad thing? Because she would deliberately date these guys that she figured she couldn't fall in love with, but she couldn't get intimate with me because she fell in love with whatever. God, I had so much desire for that woman. I don't remember her name either. But, because of course, I never heard from Danny, after I moved up to Jackson. But yeah, 21st birthday, that was really odd though. So I ended up, I already had plans with my friend for my birthday. Not that it was my birthday party per se, but we were going to go to this party that was some friends of his friends and a bunch of people from a few different businesses. Because there were all these businesses with seasonal workers, and everybody was, between the ages of 18 and 24. So it was a great place to be young at that time. And we were going to have this big party in this field, and everybody was doing tie-dye and bonfire and drinking and whatnot. And I did spend some time with my family. Of course, there was a bunch of little kids, my mom and whatnot. And now that I think about it, I think they all stayed at my condo because I don't think I had, I don't know. The German roommates were probably in their room, but yeah. The rest of my family were all just spread out across the living room and on the couch and in sleeping bags, which that's, big family. You get used to doing that sort of shit anyway, sometimes when you travel. So, but my mom did go with me for a little while, to the tie-dye party that I went to with my friend, whose name I absolutely can't remember. And I do think the girl that I was so madly in love with that never worked out, I think she was there too. But the craziest thing happened. I ran into this girl that I met when I was 14 on New Year's Eve, 1985. So Christmas of 85, Christmas of 84, New Year's Eve 85, I went to spend Christmas with my dad here in Phoenix. By then I was living with my mother up in Douglas, Wyoming. And I was flying back on New Year's. Eve. Supposed to get, I don't know, that I forget what time I was supposed to arrive in Casper. I want to say I was supposed to arrive in Casper probably, I don't know, mid-afternoon, whatever. And then going home. At 14, you typically don't party that hard on New Year's Eve, you're still a kid. But Casper was snowed in, and the plane had to continue on to Bozeman. And this girl that I that was around my age as well, she was also 14, also got stuck in going to Bozeman. Her parents were waiting for her in Casper. Anyway, her parents ended up meeting, my mom and stepfather, as they're all worried about what's going to happen. Well, they ended up, everybody who was flying to Casper, I forget the name of the airlines. I want to say it was Frontier Airlines. I'm not 100% sure on that. That was a long time ago. But yeah, they put us all up in a Holiday Inn, which of course had a hotel lounge. And the Holiday Inn had this great fucking New Year's Eve party with the DJ, and we had no parents. She had her own room, and I had my own room, and nothing physical happened. I mean, shit, we were pretty safe to say we were all virgins at the time. I mean, my God, we were 14, but God, we had a good time, and we hung out, and we partied with this young couple that was probably in their early 20s. And we weren't drinking or anything. We're just having soda and eating munchies. But it just felt so good to be with the adults partying and, doing the countdown for New Year's Eve. And we're all away from our parents. And I did make out with this girl a little bit. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I had my own hotel room and she had her own motel room, and we were kind of going back and forth. And then we realized that, like, oh, we can just order whatever we want. And we ordered pizza. We ordered pizza and just build the Frontier Airlines, blah, blah, blah. Totally got away with that shit. And we exchanged phone numbers, and I never heard from her again, because this is before cell phones. And calling, she lived in Casper and I lived in Douglas, and that was a long distance phone call back then. So couldn't do it. Now, had we been a couple years older, A, we would have probably got it on, but B, we would probably manage to stay in touch. But yeah, at 14, Casper was too far away. Never heard from her again until my 21st birthday, and I met her at that party while my mom was still hanging with me. So it was kind of wild. Like, my mom was there to experience that moment with me as well. It's like, wait a minute, I know you. You're super familiar. And she's like, I know you. You're super familiar. And then when we realized where we knew each other from, it was just the craziest thing. And yeah, I ended up hanging out with her all night. And again, like, nothing happened. I ended up, I think I probably walked home from there. The party was probably not far from where my condo was. Everything was just walking distance in Jackson. Jackson's tiny. But yeah, it was pretty epic 21st birthday. And, I had what was my dream job. I was working in my career. I wanted to be a broadcaster. I had one of the best broadcaster jobs in the entire little town, in spite of the fact I was just barely turning 21. Yeah, that's not what my daughter's doing at 21. So much potential, but she'd rather do fentanyl and psychedelics, and now she's playing with heroin as well. And she just can't imagine why she would want to work a job when doing dates gets so much more money. I'm like, well, if you're making so much money, she's like, yeah, all I gotta do is sacrifice my what'd she say? Just sacrifice I forget. That phone she's loaned me has got a picture of her boyfriend that she left in, her so-called boyfriend that she left in Portland. At this point, I'm convinced that guy's the biggest cuck on the fucking planet. Because he's got to know she's doing this stuff. Turning trick. She's like, I probably have a bigger body count than you. I'm like, yeah, probably you do at this point. I don't think that's something you should be bragging about, but whatever. She's like, oh, I just got to sacrifice a little bit of my dignity and I get lots of money. And I'm like, well, if you're getting all this money, I said, because she's still driving the car her mom killed herself in. Still driving it. And that car is trash at this point. It doesn't have air conditioning. It's just absolutely trash. It does still run. I think it's still legal. But no air, she's fucking wrecked it a couple of times. And hasn't repaired any of the body damage. There's my neighbor Julie looking at me funny. Yeah. On that note, I should go inside. Julie's probably worried there's somebody in my car who shouldn't be here. Anyway, thanks for coming with me on this depressing drive.